because we have the governor is going to be in town to do a ceremonial bill signing, so I want to make sure that we can get over there for that. So thank you everyone who are attending our press conference and at a earlier time so we can accommodate the governor being in Wichita. First, I want to talk about the first floor renovations. Our media folks have likely noticed that some changes have been going on as they came through City Hall. A few months ago, we announced changes to the first floor to better serve residents doing business at City Hall. That work is now complete, and residents can access new service windows for housing and water departments without having to venture throughout our building. The new service areas allow residents to update water account information, get answers to account questions, start, stop, transfer, or reconnect water services in established payment arrangements. It also provides printed account forms for those that do not have access to the internet. The Housing and Community Services gives residents the opportunity to apply for housing, submit documents, check their status of an application, and get answers to general questions about housing services. We also offer a kiosk that allows you the ability to apply for housing and check the status of an application. The kiosk is a one-stop community resource center that allows you to apply for unemployment benefits, child support, Social Security, Kansas Legal Aid Services, United Way, and even the IRS. So there is also a new information desk to greet visitors right after they pass through security, as well as meeting space on the first floor. This meeting room allows staff to meet with visitors on the first floor in private if needed. So we are constantly looking for ways to better serve the community and make residents' services easier, and we hope that these changes to City Hall will help folks who are visiting City Hall for business enjoy these improvements and also access these services even easier. So again, thanks to the staff and folks who have been here for somewhat overlooking the mess that we've made while we were making these improvements, and it's great now to announce that those improvements have been made, and we believe that it's going to lead to a better, more successful customer service experience. So with that, happy Pride Month, everyone. For the first time last year, the city of Wichita scored a perfect 100 on our Municipal Equality Index for the efforts we've taken as a city to be more inclusive and supportive of our LGBTQ community, and it's a score in which we're proud of. Again, this is a score from the Human Rights Campaign, which is the authority when it comes to evaluating policy at the local level. And on Tuesday, we issued a proclamation declaring this month as Pride Month. So Pride is a fun time in Wichita, and there are a number of great events going on throughout our community that will help us celebrate. So here to tell us more is Chris Pompelli. He is the CEO of the LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce. Chris?
Gosh, thank you, Mayor Whipple. I truly appreciate the time to be able to come up here and speak. Again, my name is Chris Pompelli, and I am the founder of Proud of Wichita, the LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Wanted to tell you really briefly about the chamber. It got started as kind of a few brains came together, but really I wanted to say thank you again to the mayor and to the city council for, in 2021, proposing and pushing forward that non-discrimination ordinance for the city of Wichita that did lead to this perfect 100 score by the Human Rights Campaign. That is incredibly important, not just for what it says for Wichita, but to employers. To people who are looking to set down roots here, for people who want to invest their lives here, having those kind of services, those kind of protections written into policy is incredibly important. So I wanted to again say thank you very much for that watershed moment. But to celebrate Pride Month and the accomplishments and recognizing the struggles of the many in the LGBTQ community, we have a few great events going on this month. One that is very exciting is the 3rd annual Wichita Pride in the Park. That will be happening on Friday, June 23rd at NAFSCR Park. Information about that event, you can find out how to sponsor that event at proudofwichita.org. You could also email me, chris@proudofwichita.org. It's going to be a long event at NAFSCR from 4 to 11 p.m. We're going to be shutting down the streets of Douglas and St. Francis for a vendor area, and we've got food trucks. We just signed an agreement for refreshments, so it's going to be a really exciting exciting event full of local talent celebrating and uplifting the LGBTQ community. We have a headliner we're going to be announcing here hopefully very soon, so that's going to be very exciting. Again, Friday, June 23rd. The following Wednesday after that, as the LGBT Chamber of Commerce is just now taking on memberships as we've gotten our IRS designation, we are having the first Founders Fest for the LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Is going to be held with our friends, our partners at Norton's Brewing on Wednesday, June 28th. It's going to be an after-work mingle with some heavy hors d'oeuvres for our members. So become a member at proudofwichita.org and then come join us for our Founders Fest on Wednesday, June 28th. But importantly, and going on tonight is an event that is an inclusive literacy event that is going to be held at the Advanced Learning Library downtown. Proud of Wichita has been excited to partner with our member professionals across Wichita to present an event for the whole family. It's called Rainbow Reading. It's going to be happening tonight at 6:30 p.m. at the downtown library. Local drag legends Divinity Masters and Juju Noor will be reading B.J. Novak's The Book with No Pictures and the beloved classic Corduroy. And the really exciting thing is the first 100 attendees will be receiving a free copy of Corduroy. And I wanted to announce that we have a special MC for this evening. Mayor Whipple will be our MC tonight. So if you want to see Mayor Whipple come introduce the event tonight at the library. That is at 6:30 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very positive, uplifting, inclusive evening with some great entertainment and great people. So again, Mayor Whipple, thank you very much for the time. I really appreciate this, and I look forward to tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris, for everything that you're doing. Also, thank you to our Wichita Public Library, who has created a number of Pride Month materials, made those materials available. So be sure to pop into your local branch or visit Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to learn more. So now we're going to talk a little bit about different events. In addition to Pride, June is a busy time with lots of activities, and our cultural institutions are kicking off some great exhibitions. This coming Saturday, June 10th, from 1 to 3 p.m., the Mid-American All-Indian Museum will host the Rock the Native Boat, sorry. So here to tell us more about this event is Indian Museum Director and Curator Aaron.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and tell everyone about what's going on. So just like Mayor Whipple said, June 10th, 1 to 3 p.m., we're hosting Rock the Native Vote. It's an event that's free for event goers. Guests will have an opportunity to meet Kansas District 10 Representative Christina Haswood, Navajo. She will be talking about her journey to the State House, and we'll be having a meet and greet session with her as well. So please come to that, as well as Julie Clover from the Dole Institute of Politics will be introducing a landmark celebration community project, which everyone will have a chance to participate in. It will commemorate Mr. Dole's 100th birthday, who was an advocate for the Indian Museum itself, which I find very cool. Representatives from the League of Women Voters, Wichita Metro, will be present to discuss the importance of voting and how to get registered to vote, very important. And viewers can also take the time to view all 3 new exhibits that we have up right now, Voices and Votes, Democracy in America, which is brought to you by Humanities Kansas and the Smithsonian. We're very excited to have that. The American Indian Vote, a companion exhibit by us, the Indian Museum, and celebrating the centennial of the 19th Amendment, Women Vote exhibit on loan from the League of Women Voters. All exhibits are on display from now until June 24th, ending with a Keepers of the Culture powwow to commemorate the life of Black Bear Boson and preserve the culture of the American Indian. So everyone's invited to that. Thank you again.
Of course, and thank you so much, Aaron, for all you do. I do want to just make a quick shout out to our queue line and the extension of the queue line. I just got an update from our city manager that our queue line is not only doing an extra museum loop, but we are seeing an increase of folks actually utilizing the queue line because of what we think, because of this extra museum loop. It seems to be that there are some folks who are downloading, particularly young folks, downloading the Sunflower app that gets you either discount or free entrance into our museums, and they're using our queue line to get there, which is just an incredible reflection of our community that we're able to really connect some of these world-class museums with public transportation and with a statewide program that allows people access to that. So if you are interested in using the queue line, please check it out. So with that, we also are celebrating Indigenous peoples in another exhibit coming up at the Wichita Art Museum. And this exhibit is entitled Clearly Indigenous, Native Visions Reimagined in Glass. So here to tell us more about this is Dr. Tara, who is here from the museum to tell us a little bit more in detail. And normally we're at the museum, so we're glad that you're here, but we look forward to not only your explanation, but also visiting the museum and seeing it firsthand.
Thank you, Mayor Whipple. We're so grateful for you always. So indeed, I am thrilled to announce the opening of WHAM Summer Exhibition this Sunday, Clearly Indigenous, Native Visions Reimagined in Glass. And Clearly Indigenous features works by 29 Native artists as well as 4 Pacific Rim artists, and it features gorgeous artwork, translucent, colorful, luminous, that explores Native American culture and traditions and history and art. It also explores contemporary issues facing Native communities today. And I'm happy to report as well that it includes over a dozen works by Wichita favorite Preston Singletary. You might have seen Preston's work a couple of years ago at WHAM. So opening day is Sunday. It includes a 2 o'clock lecture by Lumi artist Dan Friday. Dan's work is astounding. That'll be a great lecture. And we have a ton of awesome programming all summer. You can check us out at wham.org to figure out what those programs are. And a lot of that is in conjunction with our friends at the Mid-American All-Indian Museum. And I should say as well that WHAM is celebrating Indigenous art this summer, but it is always celebrated at the All-Indian Museum, which is such a resource for our community, and they're great partners. So general admission at WHAM is always free. Come anytime. It's always free, but our special exhibitions like Clearly Indigenous are $12 for adults, but it's free for kids, it's free for students, and it's free for WHAM members. So this might be a great opportunity to get a membership to WHAM. So please come, please join us at Clearly Indigenous. Thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Tara. Our art museum is a gem in our community and more accessible and representative to our residents than ever before. So we're very proud of the work that's happening over there. And with that, I will open up to questions. Really about anything.
On the Pride Month activities with the Pride Chamber of Commerce or LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce, sorry, first time I've heard of it. We have the drag queen reading at the library this evening. There's obviously been national headlines about that. Have you guys gotten any blowback, any concern from the public about it at this point?
Sure.
I can tell you that the response that I have heard has been overwhelmingly positive. I think there have been a couple of, just like you see with any event, there are a couple accounts on social media whose identity is usually suspicious. So you see those every time. But overwhelmingly, the response has been positive, and it's been from members across the community. The people who came together for this event that are member professionals of the LGBT Chamber are families, and they came together and said this is something that the community has been asking for, has been looking for as a response to this rising tide of just unacceptance, looking for less equality, less inclusion. And member professionals said, this is not the environment where we know. This is not the Kansas we know. This is not the Kansas that we're raising a family in. And that's what the Chamber is about, is demonstrating that inclusion is smart business, not only for our members, but for the organizations and the companies that partner with us, like Emprise Bank, Evergy, Cargill, who was one of the main champions of the non-discrimination ordinance, because I have discussions every day with organizations across Wichita about how difficult it is to have those discussions about professional recruitment and retention when national headlines talk about all of this nonsense out of Topeka that is just so mean-spirited and frankly seems to be aimed at sabotaging our economy. We are in a global competition for talent. Wichita is. We know that from the folks who are planting roots here. We've got international companies who are bringing their headquarters here. Why, at that same time, would we be saying that we're not open to business for everybody? That's an absolutely backward-minded economic approach, and that's why the LGBT Chamber of Commerce is so important, to show that voice that is speaking against inclusion is in the vast minority. It's true, it's the vast minority. There's a loud, tiny minority that speaks angry words out in public. You'll find that around anything. But Wichita is an inclusive place. It's a progressive place. This chamber is an outgrowth of that culture here.
And you mentioned the 100% rating from Human Rights Campaign. Kind of along the same lines as Chris was talking about, the importance of something like that to the city at this point, the impact that it has in the wake of what we've seen in Kansas over the last 6 months or so.
So I think it's really important that people know that in Wichita we value our people as they are, and we love our neighbors regardless if our neighbors are different. And when you are trying to attract the jobs of the future, when you're trying to attract and pivot into the tech sector like we have seen an explosion of different diverse industries move into Wichita. And when we have these conversations about the people who we would normally put working in these jobs are leaving Wichita, and when you dive into the data, the majority of those folks are actually either women or members of or identify within a particular minority group. Then it only makes sense that if you want to continue to build our economy, we can't leave anyone behind. We have to not only have pathways to solve unlawful discrimination, which we do with our current ordinance, but also celebrate diversity and celebrate really the different parts of our community that are diverse. So this is a natural extension of that. I do know that politically, there are politicians who wake up every day looking for a group to, I guess, push down so they can feel like they're going higher. When it comes to our ordinance, we had more reverends, more ministers, more people from the church community who signed on in support publicly than we had who signed against it. We not only had Cargill, but we also had the Wichita Chamber of Commerce come in support of this. And of course, countless others. And we can see this if we don't know, I guess, the support of this, check out some of these events that are coming up this week. I remember the first Pride event we had over at NAFSCA Park, and just how many people were there, how slammed it was. It was amazing, incredible time of people just celebrating, being happy. I remember maybe it was 6 years ago, a book reading, drag queen book reading over at the library, and that place was packed. I was at the library hosting a town hall as a legislator with some local electeds, and that place was just packed with folks in support. So basically, I think that the bottom line is this: if you're someone who's not interested in being involved or going, you're like, no, you don't have to. But if you are someone who is, we want to create opportunities for folks to come together. All right, anything else? Cool, thanks everyone, appreciate it.